What's going on, YouTube? You're back with Jason, and we're going to continue our Let's Play of Katawa Shoujo. I went a little over time last time, but that's fine. I'm going to try and stick to it, stick to the 25 minutes this time. But once again, depending on the way the game lands me, I'm going to keep going. Anyway, last time we left off, Rin and Hisa had a full-on falling out. It was very one-sided, and but it was just uncomfortable. As a third party looking in, I just felt so uncomfortable. As the thumping in my chest slowly subdues, anxiety replaces it. Somehow I feel that none of this would have happened if not for me. No matter how infuriating, unbearable, and outrageous Rin is, she is not the Rin I thought I knew. The Rin that I expected Rin to be. Was it me who caused all this by talking Rin into taking her chances with the exhibition? Am I directly responsible for Rin becoming like she has been for the past weeks? I can't think of any other explanation for her weird behavior than the exhibition and all the things that came along with it. Maybe it was the only way that could have brought us closer, but all it did was separate us further away from each other, and now beyond the reach of either of us. I banged my heart hard against the wall. Don't do that, man. Twice, to make sure it hurts. Dude, that's a brick wall. Don't do that. That hurts. Oh, now I'm sad. Now I'm just sad. A headache is relentlessly thumping against the back of my head as I push open the door to the 22nd corner. Apart from that, I'm perfectly calm. After venting on Rin all the anger that I had bottled inside, I felt like a great weight had been lifted from my heart. The tension that had grasped my mind for the past few weeks faded without leaving even a shadow behind. In this nearly zen-like state of enlightenment, I realized that perhaps it was a bad idea to yell at her like that. I really meant it, but what good does blowing up like that do? Nothing. Like I said, yelling and being angry is never a good thing. I'm not like that. I don't normally yell at people. I don't know why I did yesterday. So I keep feeling really guilty about it, wanting to take back my words. Don't take back the words. Apologize for being angry. But your words were fine, cause like Rin just like would just let things happen, and she would be like, no, I can't talk about it right now. I'm just like, why? And she'd be like, I don't know, I don't get it either, blah. And I'm just like, Rin is probably upset too, even more than my own behavior. Her reaction shocked me. I've always thought of her as unchanging, detached from her surroundings, so that seeing my yelling get her so upset felt out of place. I wonder if she understands how I feel. In Rin's world, everything seems to be so absolute and subjective. Absolutely subjective. As if she was completely unable to see things from other points of view than her own. I'm really surprised. We haven't, like, talked to Emmy about this. Because, like, I remember in Emmy's route, in order to understand her and see her perspective, I think it was a teacher that went like, hey, you need to look at things around the scenario, not just the scenario itself. So we went to talk to Rin. Like, I'm just surprised we haven't talked to Emmy at all. She's Rin's best friend. You would think she'd know something. But ultimately, is anyone able to do it? Maybe objectivity and altruism are just illusions for people who think of themselves as compassionate. Just like art is an illusion for people who think reality is merely a veil for something greater. Even when you stop thinking that the world revolves around you or start thinking outside the mythical box, you are just inside another bigger box that you can't escape. Maybe that ultimately makes her like the rest of us. I step through the door and find an art gallery full of illusioned people. Despite Saya's remarks during my earlier visits, I always thought it was very spacious, but now when it's crowded like this, it looks positively cramped. I immediately noticed Saya standing in the middle of a lively discussion, busily chattering with some old gentleman. She's actually pretty tall and kind of cool looking, so she stands out in the crowd. She looks cool! What an odd thing to say. There are a few dozen wine glasses laid on the table along the back wall, filled with burgundy liquid. A vast majority of the guests are sipping from their own glasses. Ooh, yes! What a great bouquet! The feel of it. The mouth feel. The socialites and art connoisseurs are mingling happily, exchanging mild opinions about Rin's art, which seem to be a secondary object of interest for most. I feel distance, excluded from the other people here. Which you should, you're not an art critic. I can't claim, even at a stretch, to be a social chameleon, so this situation is quite unnerving. So, since I don't blend into the crowd at all, I just fake that I do, trying to look as cool and smooth as I can. Yeah, I'm smooth. I'm cool. I wonder how Rin is handling all this. If it was me, I'd be quite freaked out. Throwing the anxiety aside, I carefully navigate through the crowd, stealing peeks of the framed paintings now hanging on the walls. Rin's exhibition takes about half the gallery's wall space. Some paintings are less familiar than others, but I recognize most of them. Some I've seen being created at the art club meetings after all, or remember from the time Rin was choosing her portfolio. I note that a couple of the unfinished paintings are framed on the wall as well. Maybe that's what they call coincidental art? Even Rin's failures, if you can call them that, become exhibits of her skill. Quite paradoxical. She herself is nowhere to be seen, which is strange because even though it's crowded, the gallery is pretty small. It's fine, sort of. I don't know how to face her after yesterday. Maybe I shouldn't have even come. But I promised various people, Rin included, that I would, so... Damn, it sounds like I do I do the things I do because I'm some kind of instinctual properties compels me to. Not because it would be sensible or not. I sneak closer to Sai to wait for a lull in conversation so I can chat her up too. Even though her voice is almost completely buried under the general background, I hear bits and pieces of her talking about Rin. Yes, she's a high schooler at a local school. Even though she's graduating next year, I'm sure various art schools will be interested in. I thought it'd be interesting to have an exhibition of someone who's in still early stages of development. It's so strange, but it's like Rin is some kind of mini celebrity, even though this is nothing but a small exhibition in a small art gallery of a small town. In fact, there's a friend of mine from... It's Hisao! My eavesdropping is interrupted by a familiar voice and a familiar slap on the back. I didn't need to guess the source of it either, even without turning around. Hi, Emmy. Oh, she's in her casuals. I always loved Emmy's casual outfit. It always looked cute to me. And then Hisao always wore like really formal looking clothes, and I'm like, Hisao, you're just hanging. Stop it. Give me a sec. I'll be right back. More than words can say, I need you now. Whoa, I've gotta find a way. I need you now. Oh. Before I lose my mind, I need you now. Whoops. Hi, are you like a representative of the art club or something? I don't see anyone else from school here. I don't know really. I guess I am if that's the case. What about you? What about me? You don't think I'm interested in art? Is that so, Hisao? No, that's not what I... Well, maybe a little if you put it that way. I mean, even though you hang out with Rin, I've never heard you talk about art with her, so... Emmy Hobson looks around her, looking discontented. It's true, I don't get it at all, but she came to my track meet, so I thought it's only fair to return the favor. She leans closer, trying to look confidential, but only managing to look conspiring. Do you get art? No, I don't. Not at all. My emphasizing head shake draws a giggle and a cheery head shake from of her own out of Emmy. Me neither! Hey, let's go talk with Rin. I bet you haven't yet, because I haven't either. Come on! Pariah! Before she has a chance to forcefully drag me into Rin, Nomiya appears behind her with Rin in his tow. She's not dressed for the occasion, instead opting for the usual school uniform and unkempt hair. Maybe her natural look is what suits her best. Hello, teacher! Hi, Rin! Unfazed, Emmy greets the teacher cheerfully, causing him to turn around and look down confusedly. Who are you? I'm Emmy. I'm from school. Class 3-4, don't you remember? Is she frowning? I took off my glasses for a split second to rub my eye. She looks positively shocked at the prospect that there could be a person who doesn't know her. Oh, sorry, you're in the same class as Tezuka is, right? Yeah. You'll have to pardon me. I have trouble remembering students who don't take art. Don't mind. Hi, Rin. Hello. Congratulations over your super cool art thing. I'm sure you'll be a big hit. She throws her arms into the air for a boisterous emphasis, almost hitting me in the face. And look, Hisao came too. Rin doesn't look at me, nor does she greet me. Congratulations, Rin. She keeps averting her gaze, pointedly looking at her sandals. Obviously, oblivious to the tension between us and ignorant of what happened yesterday, Emmy keeps on blabbering about this and that to an unresponsive Rin. I guess she's used to not getting anything from her. Well, basically what happened. Before long, Nomiya and Sai turn to Rin, introducing her. Expecting it, I catch a second of confusion when the guests see her arms. Sai is luckily on the ball, briefly explains about our school. Doubtful faces quickly change to curious. Would you mind telling us something about your art? Although the development is quite easily noticeable, what do you think of yourself? What do you think you yourself think of the differences between the older and more current works? It's quite rare for someone so young to dabble in abstraction. It would be interesting to see how you work. Oh, definitely. I assume you use your feet. Must have been great trouble to learn it. You should be proud. I, Will you be pursuing a career as an artist after school? She has been bombarded with so many questions she can't even hope to answer all of them. Maybe that's for the best. Rin tends to talk nonsense more than occasionally. So where do you get your ideas? That's the fifth worst. She keeps stumbling with her words, looking more and more vexed by the expected inquiries. Everyone is waiting for her to say something, but she looks like a cat got her tongue. Each question piling up just adds to her distress. I fail to hear the questions that is the proverbial one too many. It's like a motor stalling. Rin just freezes for a long second until she falls to her knees, hitting the floor ungracefully like a sack of potatoes. Are you alright? I don't know. Tezuka, what's wrong, girl? I don't know what's wrong. A terrible silence falls upon the people gathered around Rin. Everyone is petrified, not knowing how to react to her sudden seizure or something. She breathes deep with trembling gasps as if she was running out of air, staring ahead of herself with hollow eyes. Seeing that nobody does anything, I force myself to step to Rin, lift her up from the floor, letting her lean against me to keep standing. Would you like some fresh air? Okay, let's go talk outside for a bit. I don't even wait for her to answer, before grasping her shoulder and pulling her past the stunned-looking Nomiya, Sai, and Emmy and guests. Excuse us. You overwhelmed the girl, guys! A cool evening breeze hits my face at the door. Oops. I let go of Rin and she leans against the stone wall, trying to catch her breath. Are you alright? I couldn't say anything. Rin is still not looking at me, so I look away too. The streetlights and neon-colored signs twist my vision into a blur of near blindness, forcing me to look back. At least she talks, even if she's not directing her words at me. What do you want to say? Maybe the both of us can imagine that we're talking to an invisible friend. I don't know. Something that would have meant something. The silence lasts for a long time. I don't feel comfortable alone with Rin. I'm not good at imagining things that don't exist, do, or things that exist don't. We should go back in. The guests Sai invited are in there. They probably want to meet you and talk with you. You know, ask you questions and stuff about those paintings you worked so hard on. I don't want them to ask me questions like that. I can never say the right things. What do you want then? That someone wouldn't have to ask questions from me. Okay, so this is apparently the last choice of the entire thing. So I don't know what's going to happen here. But if you found someone like that, then what? Is the answer. But if you found someone like that, then what? Do you really think that would be some kind of be-all, end-all thing? Star-crossed lovers and happily ever after? The question is met with a blank stare, the darkness in her eyes unfazed by the thinly veiled bitterness. No, I don't think that. But at least I wouldn't have to be alone. She whispers the words into the light of the town, but I hear them anyway. I shouldn't have done this. Not yet. The exhibition? She nods and closes her eyes, breathing calmly as if to prove she can. Then continues talking to herself. Why? Wrong conjunction of the planets? No, not that. I double-checked. I got up with the left foot. And did everything else left. Right. It's me. I was wrong. She stands straight and stretches before stepping past me into the street. Wait, where are you going? She stops on her tracks and turns around, looking at me quizzically. School. I'm leaving. What? Why? You can't just do that! Because I want to be me. Rin walks off, leaving me behind, utterly confused. Rin! But something she said really touched me, or maybe it was the way she said it. Maybe it was the fact that she said it. I want to say something back to her, but I forget this feeling again. As if granting me a wish, Rin stops in her tracks. She doesn't turn around, just keeps waiting for me to say what I want, even though I didn't have time to think what. Rin, listen, I don't believe you have to be alone, even if you never meet anyone like that. I don't know if she heard my words, but either way, she doesn't react in any way. For the final time, she starts walking away from the gallery. So, where's Tezuka? I can only shake my head, but as it doesn't seem to be a sufficient answer, I have to say something. She ran away. What? The horrific realization spreads on his face like wildfire. This is a fiasco! Catastrophe! What is a girl thinking? The most important event of her life, and she just runs off! And you, why didn't you stop her? I'm gonna hold you personally responsible. Saya interrupts him, holding her hands up calmingly. It's good she intervened. The teacher was starting to get a few weird looks from the nearby guests. Now, Shinichi. She probably just had stage fright. I don't know her as well as you people do, but I get the image that she's somewhat peculiar. This kind of thing can happen. It'll be fine. I'll explain she suddenly became ill. The guests will surely understand. But look around you. Everyone seems to be rather happy with their free wine and chit-chat. The guests will be fine, but we're missing on opportunities here, networking, making contacts and acquaintances. As the adults keep arguing about something that can't be helped, Emmy tugs my sleeve to get my attention. She doesn't look very happy either. Come on. Where? We're gonna find Rin and kick her ass. What? I can't believe it. She's so stupid. And Rin, how could she do this? I'm telling you, she doesn't have a bit of common sense in her head. Emmy is seriously angry, the only missing steam rising from her ears. I guess I understand Emmy, that she is that kind of person. Give up has never felt like a part of her vocabulary, and maybe she feels it shouldn't be a part of anyone's vocabulary. It's probably best to leave her alone for tonight. What? Are you a Rin expert now? She takes a firm stance and puts her hands on her hips confrontationally. It's like she wants to pick a fight with me too. No, I don't think that's even possible in the first place. I just don't think kicking her ass would do any good. Her melancholic remark surprisingly works, as Emmy slumps her shoulders a little in sighs. I know that. You do? Last time I did that, it changed nothing. The ride back to school in an empty late bus is silent. Both of us keep staring at the lights flashing past, the windows without saying a word. The nightly grounds are quiet, lit only by the wan moon and the yellow lampposts. We say our goodnights in front of my dormitory. Emmy, reflexively clenching her fist, compels me to ensure that she won't assault Rin the moment I let her out of my sight. Promise me not to go scold her. She looks up at me, her eyes flaring with anger that I match with as calming a stare as I can. It's only easy to face an angry woman if you're not the target of her ire. After a minute of the mismatched staring contest, she sighs and shakes her head in defeat. You're too nice, Hisao. Did you know that? Hints of a smile are tugging at the corners of her mouth as she says that, and she seems a lot more relaxed. What a sudden change of mood. So maybe she wasn't as angry as it seemed to begin with. Maybe her mood changes easily. If I was, I wouldn't have let you have your way. Does that mean you're only nice to Rin? Both of us are hiding our concern behind empty jokes, but at least it puts me in a good mood. Emmy waggles her eyebrows with a half-amused smirk, trying to push my buttons. Not gonna work. No, it just means I'm not nice only to you. Hey! Good night, Emmy. My favorite thing about this is that there's probably 100 or so students at the school, and he says only friends are girls, which is so interesting to me because it's just like me. Growing up, most of my friends were female, especially in high school. Most of my friends were female. So I'm just like, I don't know. I guess it's just because, in the vacuum of a video game, I expect someone to have, more friends. I don't know. The last day before summer vacation is waning slowly. Science is the final exam of the trimester, then we are free. The collective yearning for liberty is almost palpable in the classroom, even though the weather seems a tad cloudy. It might rain today, who knows. I've already finished the test because it was pretty easy, so I'm doodling lazily on the flip side of the paper, waiting for Muto to call time. It also prevents Misha from trying to covertly look at my answers over my shoulder. She might fool the attentive teacher, but I can tell she's always trying to look. I guess it's her best bet at passing the test. Doesn't make me feel any mercy, though, so I just ignore her and look around. It's quiet. The only sounds in the classroom are quiet shuffling of papers and Muto's constant coughing. It makes me aware of the surroundings slowly drift to the back. It makes my awareness of the surroundings slowly drift to the backstage of consciousness, giving the room to other things. Vacation, huh? Some people will say that will stay at our school even over the holidays. Some will go back to their families. I don't know what to do. Maybe I should go buy a train ticket for my trip back home, but I can't bring myself to do it. I bet I'm going to get a call from home again. Mom's going to pester me about when I'm coming back, and I'm not going to know what to answer her. This is really lousy. In the current state of things with Rin, I feel like I just can't bail out of here and pretend we are through. And now she has other problems of her own. I thought the exhibition opening would give her a breather, but I was sorely mistaken. The tangle just seems to thicken. A sharp knock on the door interrupts the quiet but frightening mood of the last 15 minutes of the exam. Come in. Uh-oh, what's happening here? The opening door reveals the art teacher, who steps in with his jacket swirling around him as though in a gust of wind. He glances at Muto, who glances back at him. A frown spreads simultaneously on both their faces as the men measure each other with their gazes. Excuse me, could I borrow Mr. Nakai for a moment? Excuse me, Mr. Nomiya, but we're in the middle of an exam here. A chilly atmosphere suddenly spreads in the middle of the summer afternoon as the two men try to stare each other down. This is urgent. It seems that Nakai has already finished. Both men turn to look at me, staring at me with a pair of basilisks trying to petrify his tasty snack. It's true that I've been idle for a good while now, so Nomiya's right, but Nakai, would you like to check your answers one more time? Muto speaks with an odd intonation, weighing a certain words as if trying to send a message. The pressure from their stares makes me rapidly shake my head, which is apparently interpreted as an answer of some sort. Very well, Nakai, go with Miss Nomiya, if you please. Take your bag with you and bring your test paper to my desk. You have a nice vacation. You too, Sensei. I feel like he's just like, I feel like these two hate each other. I feel like these two hate each other so bad. The entire world, well, at least that this classroom, still hold its breath just for me, putting the exam on hold until I stand up, collect my stuff, and walk to the door. I can feel the stares on the back of my neck. My classmates probably think I'm in for some detention or something on the last day of school before summer vacation. I don't know what teacher wants from me, but I guess it's probably not detention, and it also has something to do with Rin again. Nomiya doesn't take me anywhere, contenting himself with the hallway as it's completely abandoned. Do you know where Tezuka is? So she's trying to avoid the teacher. Par for the course, probably. I wonder if she realizes that she can't avoid dealing with this indefinitely. I have no idea. You probably asked her in homeroom. You have probably asked her in her homeroom next door. Of course I have. I've searched every nook and cranny for this blasted school in the girls' dorm. You were the last one to see her since yesterday, and you are her friend. Work with me here. Aren't you worried? I am, but I don't know what I could do. Ray did something incomprehensible yesterday, even for her. She seems really confused. Maybe she wants some time to think about that. I got the feeling that she had second thoughts about having that exhibition. Or something. She didn't really explain what was wrong. What second thoughts? I don't know, I just got that feeling. I'm being a little dishonest with the teacher, but this is not something I should be meddling with. He came to me, yes. Why? Maybe he thinks I'm some kind of confidant of Rin's, but I don't think I can help him with this matter. The teacher huffs and scratches his head in confusion. What is up with that girl? This is so unlike her. She's always been so goal-driven. Goal-driven? Those don't strike me as words to describe Rin with. To me, she's always felt obsessive at best. I don't mean to be rude, but wasn't it you who pushed Rin into that direction in the first place? Her goal is my goal. That's a mentor's job. I guess so. I just don't know if painting can make her happy. That's pretty preposterous of you to say, Nakai. He suddenly sounds pretty irate. Did I say something stupid? You don't understand, do you? It's not a question of happiness. For every gain, there has a sacrifice to be made. That's true. There's no free lunch, but could I? Would I let a girl waste away her talent if she had a moment of doubt? Never. Painting is just work like any other. Tezuka might make it look like child's play to you, but she works hard every day to make her art. To become extraordinary, one has to make an extraordinary effort. The more the teacher talks, the more I feel that Rin doesn't think like that, even though I have no idea how she thinks. I can very well understand why she would sacrifice her summer vacation and make up for lost classes and exams to get a chance at showing her art. This is the path she has taken, and to go all the way, it's not easy. I know she is young, and things are hard for her, just like for all the kids here in the school, but that's no excuse. He is finished. But, do you have anything like what art is to Tezuka? No. That's right, I have only vague ideas of my future, no goal to shoot for, no dream to blindly reach for. I'll join the art club in search of something that I could be interested in, to get inspired by. Did I find something like that? All I found in the end was Rin. No, I don't have a passion like that. Then you can't understand. His flat statement allows no counter-argument, but she might not understand even herself. Still, I carry on arguing, out of spite for nothing, if nothing else. How could she not? She's been at it so hard for the past few weeks that she's put off even coming to school. Not to say anything about attending class. Don't be ridiculous. I don't think I'm being ridiculous, but as I have no rebuttal, Nomiya seems to consider this one his win. At any rate, the opening was quite successful despite Tezuka hardly showing up. Many people were interested in her work, and one piece was even sold for a reasonable price. Well, that's nice, isn't it? Yes, it's fantastic news. I hope that Tezuka would come to her senses when she heard about this much. He sighs, taking off her glasses, cleaning them against his jacket before putting them under his nose again. At any rate, I should be going. There's this mess to be settled with Sai and everyone. If you see Tezuka, please ask her to come see me. Otherwise, have a nice vacation. Thanks. After he disappears around the corner, I ponder where Rin could really be. I feel like she has not one, but at least half a dozen of these secret places. I balance between the desire to solve this triangle and drop it for good. The disused classroom is just a few feet away. What to do? And that's where we're going to end the part for now, so thank you guys so much for watching. Yeah. This is definitely what I expected from Rin at this point, because Rin is a person who moves at her own pace no matter what. And I kind of understand that because I'm a person who doesn't like moving outside of my comfort zone or going a bit faster or slower than my typical pace. But it's one of those things where I'm just like, I get it, but also like there's a limit to how you can avoid your problems and avoid key scenarios in your life. Believe me, I know this for a fact. But like there's a time where you have to like suck it up and just like grit your teeth and bear what's happening in front of you. And I guess Rin just doesn't get that. Eh? But I don't know. It's hard to understand Rin as she is. But anyway, thank you guys so much for watching. If you like this video, hit that like button. If you want to see more videos from me or from this series, hit that subscribe button. And you're exiting the Shadyverse. My name is Shades, and I hope you've enjoyed your day in the Shades. See you guys next time. Bye.